Have you ever felt like you're living in a horror movie, where every word, every action of someone can cause you pain and make you doubt yourself? Perhaps you are experiencing feelings of fatigue, exhaustion, and wondering if you are trapped in a toxic relationship. If so, you are not alone. Toxic relationships are an unavoidable part of life, and they can creep into any corner, from family, friends, colleagues, to even the people you love. Toxic people, whether intentionally or unintentionally, have the ability to cause profound negative impacts on our mental health, self-confidence, and ability to grow. They can be people who are always critical, manipulative, blaming, or even abusive. They can be people who drain your energy, make you feel inadequate, or constantly try to control you. Perhaps you have tried to change them, hoping they would understand and love you the way you deserve. But perhaps you have realized that you cannot change others, only how you deal with them. So how do you escape this toxic cycle? How do you protect yourself, set boundaries, and regain control of your life? That is the goal of this video. I do not promise to provide a magical solution because life is not a fairy tale. But I will share with you practical strategies, skills, and experiences so you can deal with toxic people intelligently, effectively, and confidently. You will discover your inner strength, a strength that may have been hidden by negativity and hurt. You will learn to forgive, but not forget, how to limit contact, but not become cruel, how to use humor, but not degrade yourself. Above all, you will learn to love and protect yourself, because you deserve a happy and fulfilling life. You are not a helpless victim. You have the right to choose and control your life. And this video will be a companion, helping you find the right path. Let's explore and overcome challenges together so you can live a powerful, meaningful, and joyful life. 1. Forgive but don't forget. Freeing yourself from the burden of resentment. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. It does not mean that you are weak, naive, or willing to overlook the pain that others have caused. On the contrary, forgiveness is a courageous act, a way for you to free yourself from the shackles of resentment and unhappiness. Forgiveness is not about accepting the wrongdoing of others, but about choosing not to let negative emotions control your life. It's about deciding to move forward, not being held back by the past. Understanding forgiveness correctly. Forgiveness does not mean that you agree with the wrong actions of others or allow them to continue to harm you. Forgiveness is an independent act, a choice of your own, unrelated to whether the other person deserves it or not. Many people mistakenly believe that forgiveness is for the person who hurt you, to make them feel better. But in reality, forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself. It frees you from negative emotions such as anger, hatred, and suffering, which only make you tired and unhappy. There are many obstacles that make forgiveness difficult. It can be anger, deep hurt, feelings of betrayal, or excessive pride. Sometimes we try to cling to these negative emotions because they give us the feeling that we are right or that we are punishing the person who hurt us. Benefits of forgiveness. When you choose to forgive, you will experience unexpected benefits. You will release the negative emotions that have been holding you back. You will find peace in your soul. You will have more energy to focus on the positive things in life, and you will create space for personal growth. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting everything. Forgetting can lead you to repeat past mistakes or become a victim of toxic people again. Not forgetting means you remember the valuable lessons you have learned, but do not let negative emotions control you. It's about learning from experience, to avoid repeating similar mistakes, and to better protect yourself. Remember the lessons. Every experience, whether positive or negative, brings us a valuable lesson. Those who have hurt you may have taught you about trust, caution, or resilience. Try to find the lessons hidden behind the difficulties and turn them into your strength. Do not hold grudges. Not forgetting does not mean that you have to hold grudges and live in the past. Holding grudges only makes you more miserable and unhappy. Remember that you forgive for yourself, not for the person who hurt you. Personal experience. I have experienced difficult times when facing betrayal and hurt. I was very angry and resentful, and it took me a long time to forgive. But I realized that forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, but remembering the important lessons I learned and letting those lessons guide me forward. Necessary situations. There are situations where forgiveness but not forgetting is especially necessary. That is when you have to interact with people who have hurt you in the past, or when you have to face similar situations. Not forgetting will help you avoid mistakes and protect yourself in the best way. The first step to forgiveness is accepting that you have been hurt and that your negative emotions are completely justified. Don't try to suppress or deny these emotions. Allow yourself to feel the pain, but don't let it control you. Try to look at the issue from different perspectives, including the perspective of the person who hurt you. Maybe they are also facing their own difficulties, or they simply don't know how to behave better. This does not mean that you have to accept their behavior, but it will help you have a more objective view and make it easier to forgive. Sometimes we also need to forgive ourselves. Maybe you feel guilty for trusting the wrong person or for not protecting yourself better. Remember that everyone makes mistakes, and the important thing is that you learn and move on. Meditation can help you calm your mind, soothe negative emotions, and look at the problem more clearly. Journaling is a great way to release emotions, reflect on the past, and find valuable lessons. I have gone through a difficult period when I had to face people who hurt me. Forgiveness is not an easy process, but it is an important step for me to continue living and loving myself. I learned that forgiveness is not weakness, but an expression of inner strength and compassion. I have a close friend whom I trusted and loved very much. But one day, this friend betrayed me by bad-mouthing me behind my back and revealing my private secrets to others. I was very heartbroken and angry. I tried to resent that friend, but I realized that resentment only made me more unhappy. After a long time of thinking, I decided to forgive that friend, not because they deserved it, but because I wanted to free myself from negative emotions. I have not forgotten what happened. I remember it as a lesson to be more cautious in relationships, and I do not want to repeat the same mistakes. I have learned that forgiveness is a choice, and it is an important choice for me to move on and live a fulfilling life. Wound in the heart is a concept in psychology that describes emotional damage caused by negative experiences. These wounds can have long-lasting effects on mental health, self-confidence, and the ability to build healthy relationships. Forgiveness can be seen as a process of healing these wounds, helping us regain peace and happiness. Number 2, limit contact, setting boundaries to protect your energy. Do you ever feel exhausted after interacting with someone? Maybe you are allowing toxic people to invade your space and energy. One of the most important ways to deal with toxic people is to establish clear boundaries and limit their access to your life. This does not mean that you have to be cruel or isolate yourself, but rather a form of self-protection so you can maintain your mental health and happiness. Understanding boundaries. What is important? What are boundaries? Boundaries are the limits you set to protect your space, time, energy, and emotions. It's about deciding what you accept and what you don't accept in relationships. Boundaries help you maintain independence and autonomy and avoid being manipulated or exploited by others. There are many different types of boundaries you need to be aware of. Physical boundaries are limits on private space, such as not wanting someone to intrude on your room. Emotional boundaries are limits on sharing your feelings, such as not wanting someone to criticize or disregard your emotions. Mental boundaries are limits on your beliefs and values, such as not wanting someone to force you to change your views. There are many signs that your boundaries are being violated. You may feel tired, stressed, annoyed, or even depressed after interacting with someone. You may feel like you are being exploited, manipulated, or disrespected. You may feel like you are no longer yourself in that relationship. Limiting contact, an effective form of self-defense. Many people feel guilty when they have to limit contact with someone. They are afraid of being judged as cruel, heartless, or selfish. But in reality, limiting contact is not a cruel act, but a means of self-protection. You are not responsible for tolerating the toxicity of others. You have the right to prioritize your health and happiness. There are many ways you can limit contact with toxic people. You can reduce the frequency of communication, limit the time you spend together, or not share personal information with them. You can choose not to answer their messages or calls right away, or divert the conversation to other topics. One of the most important skills when setting boundaries is learning to say no with confidence and firmness. You don't need to explain or apologize when you say no. You have the right to refuse requests that you do not want to meet, and you do not need to feel guilty about it. When you start setting boundaries, you may encounter negative reactions from others. They may try to manipulate you, make you feel guilty, or even threaten you. You need to be prepared to deal with these situations and firmly defend your boundaries. Applying it in practice, setting clear boundaries. Define your boundaries. Take time to think about what you need and want in relationships. Clearly define what you accept and what you don't accept and write them down. Communicate boundaries clearly. When you have clearly defined your boundaries, communicate them clearly and firmly to others. Use affirmative language, such as, "I'm not comfortable with this," or "I don't want to talk about this." Firmly uphold boundaries. Once you have set your boundaries, firmly uphold them. Don't let others manipulate or exploit you. Remember that you have the right to protect yourself. Practice meditation and mindfulness. Meditation and mindfulness can help you increase your awareness of your emotions and make wiser decisions. Take time to practice these skills and you will see the difference. Personal perspective. I used to feel guilty when I had to say no to others. I always wanted to please everyone, and I was afraid that I would disappoint them. But gradually, I realized that prioritizing myself is important to maintain my mental health and happiness. I have learned that saying no is not selfish, but an expression of self-respect and self-love. I have a close friend whom I loved very much, but this friend was always criticizing and belittling me and constantly complaining about their life. I tried to help this friend, but I realized that I was being drained of energy. After a long time of thinking, I decided to limit my contact with this friend. I no longer spent too much time with them. I no longer shared too many feelings with them, and I no longer tried to change them. This has helped me protect my energy and focus on more important things in life. Codependency is a concept in psychology describing an unhealthy relationship in which one person tends to put the needs of others above their own. Codependent people often tend to tolerate toxicity and find it difficult to set boundaries. Learning to set boundaries is an important step in breaking this pattern and building healthier relationships. Number 3, use humor to disarm, a secret weapon against toxicity. When confronted with toxic people, our natural reactions are often anger, fear, or defensiveness. However, one of the most effective ways to deal with them is to use humor as a secret weapon. Humor not only helps you relieve stress, but also reduces the seriousness of the situation and makes toxic people lose control. The power of humor. Humor is a powerful tool to relieve stress and reduce anxiety. When you laugh, your body releases endorphins, a type of hormone that brings feelings of happiness and relaxation. This can help you stay calm in difficult situations and avoid being drawn into the negativity of others. Humor can reduce the seriousness of a situation and create a more comfortable and intimate atmosphere. This can make it easier for you to communicate with others and resolve conflicts peacefully. In awkward or stressful situations, humor can be a useful tool to break the silence and reduce the awkwardness. Humor can be an effective way to resolve conflicts gently and without causing harm. It can help you see the problem more objectively and find creative solutions. Using humor to disarm toxic people. Toxic people often like seriousness and tension. They like to control the emotions of others, and they often tend to react negatively when you laugh or show humor. This means that humor can be an effective weapon for you to disarm them and make them feel out of control. You can use humor to disarm toxic people in many different ways. You can make jokes, tell funny stories, or lightly mock the situation in a witty way. Remember that your humor must be natural, sincere, and not offensive or demeaning to others. When you use humor, try to stay calm and confident. Don't let others make you feel ashamed or embarrassed. Remember that you are using humor to resolve a difficult situation, not to attack someone. It is not always appropriate to use humor. There are serious or sensitive situations where you need to show respect and seriousness. Listen to your instincts and choose the appropriate time and way to use humor. Applying it in practice, cultivating humor skills. Pay attention to the funny things around you. Learn to look at everyday situations optimistically and wittily. Take time to listen to humorous people tell stories or make witty remarks. Learn from their style and how they use humor. Start practicing using humor in everyday situations. Try making jokes or making witty comments. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Just try and see what happens. Find your own style of humor. Don't try to imitate anyone. Be yourself and find ways to use humor that fit your personality and circumstances. Personal perspective. I realized that when I reacted to negativity with humor, I could control the situation and not let others control my emotions. I learned that humor is not weakness, but an expression of intelligence, confidence, and compassion. I have a colleague who is always criticizing and complaining about everything. One day, this colleague said to me, "You work as slow as a turtle." Instead of getting angry or justifying myself, I replied humorously, "Maybe I'm trying to save energy for more important tasks." This colleague was surprised and no longer criticized me. I have learned that humor can help you relieve stress and make toxic people lose control. Defense mechanism is a concept in psychology describing the behaviors we use to cope with stressful or uncomfortable situations. Humor can be seen as a healthy defense mechanism, as it helps us release negative emotions safely and protects ourselves from mental harm. 4. Know when to leave. The power of choice. When you have tried your best to change a toxic relationship and you still don't see any improvement, it may be time for you to make a difficult decision, to leave. This decision can be very painful, especially when you have a deep connection with that person. But sometimes it is necessary so that you can protect your mental health and happiness. When leaving is the best option. If your relationship is always filled with negative emotions such as stress, frustration, anxiety, or fear, it may be a sign that you should leave. A healthy relationship should bring you joy, comfort, and support. If you feel that you are being exploited, manipulated, or disrespected in the relationship, it is a clear sign that you should leave. You have no obligation to endure injustice or mistreatment. If you feel that you are being drained of energy after interacting with that person, it may be a sign that the relationship is harming you. A healthy relationship should help you feel energized and inspired. If you feel that you are no longer yourself in the relationship, it may be a sign that you are being controlled or negatively influenced. You deserve to be yourself, and you shouldn't change just to please others. If that person does not want to change and continues to behave in a toxic way, it is a sign that the relationship will never become healthy. You do not have the right to change others. You can only change how you deal with them. Leaving is not a failure. Many people feel that leaving is a failure or a sign that they are not strong enough. But in reality, leaving is a courageous act, an expression of self-respect and self-love. You are choosing to protect yourself, and that is the most important thing. Leaving does not mean that you are abandoning that person or hating them. It means that you are choosing to protect yourself and allowing both of you the chance to find happiness and peace. You do not need to explain or apologize when you decide to leave. You have no obligation to let others know why you are making this decision. Remember that you are prioritizing your health and happiness. Leaving can be painful and difficult, but it can also give you a chance to start over. Allow yourself to be sad and hurt, but remember that you deserve a better life. How to leave safely. Before leaving, make a clear and detailed plan. Determine the time, place, and how you will leave. Seek support from people you trust or from a mental health professional. Don't hesitate to share your feelings, and don't try to bear everything alone. Ensure your own safety. If you feel threatened, seek help from the police or social organizations. Take time to take care of yourself. Do things you love and allow yourself to rest and relax. Personal perspective. I have been in relationships where I knew I should leave, but I didn't have the courage to do it. I was afraid that I would hurt others, or I was afraid that I would have to be alone. But then I realized that staying in those toxic relationships was what made me more miserable. I have learned that leaving is not a failure, but a courageous act so I can find happiness and peace again. I have a boyfriend who always controlled me and made me feel like I wasn't good enough. I tried to change him, but I realized that he did not want to change. I was very heartbroken when I had to make the decision to leave, but I knew that it was necessary. After leaving, I felt like I was free. I regained my freedom, and I had the opportunity to explore new things in life. The end is an unavoidable part of life. Relationships, like everything else, can come to an end. Accepting the end and learning how to leave is an important part of personal growth and development. Build a support network. Surround yourself with positive energy. When facing toxic people, feelings of loneliness and isolation are very easy to happen. In times like these, building a strong support network will become extremely important. Positive, loving, and supportive people will act as lifebuoys, helping you overcome difficulties and reminding you of your true value. Surrounding yourself with positive energy is not just a choice, but an investment in your long-term mental health and happiness. Why a support network matters. One of the tactics that toxic people often use is to make you feel lonely and isolated. They will try to divide you from friends and family, so you only depend on them. Building a support network will help you resist this isolation and remind you that you are not alone. Positive people will always be a source of encouragement and inspiration for you. They will believe in you, encourage you to pursue your dreams, and remind you of your strengths. They will help you look at difficulties more positively and find creative solutions. A support network is a place where you can share your feelings, difficulties, and worries safely and without judgment. Your true friends will always listen to you sincerely and offer helpful advice. When you are in a difficult situation, you may lose the ability to see the issue objectively. The people in your support network can offer different perspectives and help you see aspects that you may have overlooked. When you know that you have people who always support and love you, your self-confidence will increase. You will feel stronger and dare to face challenges in life. Finding and nurturing positive relationships. Observe the people around you and look for those who always bring you positive, comfortable, and energetic feelings. They can be friends, family, colleagues, or even people you have just met. Instead of trying to maintain superficial relationships, focus on investing time and energy into quality relationships. Spend time with the people you feel truly connected to and are willing to share important things in life. Join clubs, groups, or communities where you share common interests or passions. This will help you connect with positive people and build meaningful relationships. Seek guidance from people who have experience in dealing with toxic people. This could be a mental health professional, a mentor, or a friend you can trust. Cherish the good relationships you have and spend time nurturing and developing them. Show care and love to those you love. And remember that you also need to be loved and cared for. The power of positive energy. Positive energy is the emotions, thoughts, and behaviors that give you feelings of joy, optimism, and hope. It is believing in yourself, loving others, and being grateful for life. Why is positive energy important? Positive energy plays an important role in maintaining your mental health and happiness. It helps you reduce stress, increase your self-confidence, improve relationships, and achieve success in life. There are many ways you can maintain positive energy. Spend time on activities you enjoy, exercise regularly, get enough sleep, eat healthily, and avoid contact with negative people. When you have positive energy, share it with the people around you. Smile at strangers, help others, and spread love and kindness. Points to note: when building a support network, not everyone is suitable. Don't try to make friends with everyone. Choose people who you feel truly connected to and trust. Don't depend completely. A support network is a source of strength, but you also need to be independent and autonomous. Don't rely entirely on others, and remember that you have the ability to solve problems on your own. It can change over time. Your support network may change over time. Some people may leave and new people will appear. Always be open and willing to connect with new people. Be a great supporter. Remember that you also need to be a great supporter for others. Listen to them, love them, and support them in all circumstances. Personal perspective. I have gone through difficult times when facing toxic people. I felt very lonely and helpless. But then, I realized that building a support network is one of the most important things I can do for myself. My positive friends helped me overcome difficulties and reminded me that I am not alone. I have a close friend who I can always trust and share everything with. This friend always listens to me sincerely and gives helpful advice. When I had to face toxic people, this friend was always there for me, encouraging me and reminding me of my worth. I am grateful to have this friend in my life. Social connection is a concept in psychology describing the need of people to connect and communicate with others. Social connection plays an important role in maintaining mental health and happiness and helps us overcome difficulties in life. Building a strong support network is not an easy process, but it is necessary for you to deal with toxic people and build a happy and meaningful life. Surround yourself with people who love, respect, and support you, and always remember that you are not alone on this journey. You have the strength to overcome all difficulties, and you deserve a life full of joy and happiness. 6. Refuse to participate in their games. Don't let toxicity control you. Toxic people often tend to create dramatic situations, games to manipulate and control others. They may use tactics such as aggression, blame, playing the victim, or even abuse. The purpose of these games is to pull you into their negative cycle, causing you to lose control and become dependent on them. To deal with toxic people, one of the most important things you need to do is to refuse to participate in these games. This means that you need to be aware of their tactics and learn how to respond intelligently and firmly. Recognizing the tactics of toxic people. Toxic people often use aggressive and critical language to hurt and belittle others. They may attack you directly or use sarcastic or mocking language. Toxic people always find ways to blame others for their problems. They may play the victim to attract attention or to manipulate you into doing what they want. Toxic people may use tactics to manipulate your emotions. They may try to make you feel guilty, afraid, or anxious. They may also use false praise to get you to trust them and do as they wish. Toxic people often like to sow discord among others. They may gossip, badmouth behind your back, or intentionally create conflict to create chaos. In some cases, toxic people may use physical, emotional, or both types of abuse. Abuse is an extreme form of control and manipulation, and you should never accept it. How to refuse to participate. The first step to refusing to participate in the games of toxic people is to be aware of the signs of it. Pay attention to their behavior and words and ask yourself if you are being manipulated. When you realize that you are being drawn into a game, try to stay calm and control your emotions. Don't let toxic people provoke you, and don't react impulsively. Toxic people often like to argue and be aggressive. If you feel you are being drawn into a meaningless argument, try to avoid it. You can say you don't want to argue or divert the conversation to another topic. When toxic people blame you, don't try to justify or explain yourself. This will only make them feel they have the right to control you and continue their game. You can say you don't agree with them or simply stay silent. Toxic people often try to make you feel guilty. Don't let them succeed. You are not responsible for their emotions. You are only responsible for your own emotions. Set clear boundaries and firmly protect them. Let toxic people know that you will not accept their negative behavior and words. Sometimes, the best way to refuse to participate in the games of toxic people is to withdraw completely. If you feel that your relationship has become too toxic, specific strategies. When toxic people try to be aggressive, respond with a question or a neutral comment and shift the attention back to them. For example, "You feel that way?" Or, "It seems like this is bothering you." When toxic people manipulate your emotions, acknowledge their emotions without getting caught up in them. For example, "I understand you are feeling angry," or "I understand that you are worried." Sometimes the best way to respond to toxicity is to stay silent. This can make toxic people feel frustrated and out of control, and they may stop their game. When toxic people try to draw you into a meaningless argument, change the subject to another topic. For example, "Anyway, the weather is nice today, right?" Or, "Have you seen the latest movie?" If you feel you can't control the situation, pause the conversation and say that you need time to think. You can say, "I need a little time to think about this. Let's talk later." Personal perspective. I used to be a very easy person to manipulate. I always tried to please everyone, and I often felt guilty when I didn't do as others wanted. But then I realized that I was participating in the games that others created, and I was letting them control my life. I learned that to protect myself, I needed to refuse to participate in these games, and I needed to have a firm stance. I have a colleague who is always finding ways to blame me for his mistakes. One day, he said to me, "I can't work effectively because you are always slowing down the progress." Instead of justifying or getting angry, I replied, "I acknowledge your opinion." After that, I did not continue arguing with him and focused on my work. I learned that I do not always have to respond to all criticisms, and sometimes silence is the most effective response. Manipulation is a behavior in which a person tries to control and influence the emotions, thoughts, or actions of another person. Manipulation can occur in many different forms, and it can cause serious mental harm. Learning how to recognize and refuse manipulation is an important skill to protect yourself. Refusing to participate in the games of toxic people is an important step for you to be able to protect yourself and regain control of your life. Recognize their manipulative tactics, stay calm and control your emotions, and resolutely refuse to participate in meaningless arguments. Remember that you have the strength to overcome all difficulties, and you deserve a happy and meaningful life. Never let anyone control you, and always believe in yourself. 7. Focus on your goals. Energy comes from within. One of the ways that toxic people often use to control and manipulate you is to make you lose focus on your goals and passions. They may try to belittle you, criticize your efforts, or make you doubt your own abilities. Therefore, focusing on your goals and nurturing the fire of passion within is an important factor in helping you resist toxicity and move forward strongly. When you have a clear goal, you will have an abundant source of energy and will not let anyone steal it. The importance of goals, the guiding light for life. Goals are the guiding light that helps you orient your life. When you have a clear goal, you will know where you want to go, and you will no longer feel lost or stuck. Goals are a source of motivation and inspiration for you to strive and try harder. When you have a goal that you are passionate about, you will have more energy to overcome difficulties and pursue your dreams. When you focus on your goals and achieve successes, your self-confidence will increase. You will feel stronger and dare to face the challenges in life. Goals help you prioritize your time and energy effectively. When you know what you want, you will not waste time and energy on useless things, but will focus on the things that really matter. Goals bring meaning and purpose to your life. When you have a goal that you are passionate about, you will feel that your life has more value and you will be more motivated to live a fulfilling life. Practical steps to focus on your goals. The first step to focusing on your goals is to clearly define them. Ask yourself what you want and write those goals down specifically and clearly. If your goal is too big, break it down into smaller, more manageable goals. This will help you not feel overwhelmed and will give you more motivation to move forward. Make a detailed plan to achieve your goals. Identify the things you need to do and schedule those things. Prioritize the important things and don't waste time and energy on unnecessary things. When you encounter difficulties, do not give up on your goals. Remember that difficulties are an inevitable part of life and continue to work hard to achieve your goals. Praise yourself and reward yourself every time you achieve a small success. This will help you be more motivated to keep trying. Energy comes from within, an endless source of strength. Inner energy is an endless source of strength that comes from within you. It is your belief in yourself, self-confidence, passion, and persistence. You can nurture inner energy in many different ways. Focus on positive things, live according to your values, pursue your passion, and always learn and grow. Take time to connect with yourself. Listen to your emotions, learn about your wants and needs, and love yourself completely. Meditation and mindfulness can help you calm your mind, connect with yourself, and increase your awareness of your emotions. Don't hesitate to seek support when you feel you need it. Share your feelings with people you trust and seek guidance from people with experience. How to keep focused on your goals when faced with toxicity. Imagine that your goals are a shield that protects you from toxicity. When you focus on your goals, you will not be shaken by criticism or the manipulative tactics of toxic people. Prioritize your time and energy for things related to your goals. Don't waste time on useless things or on meaningless arguments with toxic people. Seek support from positive people who always believe in and encourage you. Remind yourself of your goals every day. Imagine that you have achieved those goals and let that image fuel your motivation. Reward yourself every time you reach an important milestone. This will help you be more motivated to keep trying. Personal perspective. I have gone through difficult periods when facing toxic people. I felt lost and doubted my own abilities. But then I realized that when I focus on my goals, I will have more energy, confidence, and determination to overcome all difficulties. I have learned that goals are not just destinations, but an endless source of strength that helps me move forward. I have a friend who is passionate about writing, but this friend was often criticized and belittled by others, which made this friend feel discouraged and want to give up. But then, This friend decided to focus on his passion and not let criticism affect him. This friend made a plan to write every day and completed his first novel. I have learned that when you have a clear goal and you focus on it, nothing can stop you from achieving success. Self-control is a concept in psychology describing a person's ability to control their thoughts, emotions, and actions. Self-control helps us to be able to self-direct and make wise decisions, and it is an important factor in achieving success in life. Focusing on your goals not only helps you achieve success in life, but also helps you resist toxicity and protect your energy. Clearly define your goals, make a detailed plan, and always believe in yourself. Energy comes from within, and you have the strength to create the life you want. Never let anyone steal your goals and dreams. Always move forward with strength and confidence. 8. Avoid gossiping. Keep your mind pure. In a world full of information and drama, gossiping may seem like a harmless activity, even helping you relieve stress and feel closer to people. However, when you are trying to deal with toxic people, participating in gossip can have negative effects on your mental health and energy. Avoiding gossip is not only a means of protecting yourself, but also a way to keep your mind pure and focus on more important things in life. The harm of gossiping. Gossip often revolves around negative topics such as criticizing, judging, or bad-mouthing others. These conversations will create a heavy atmosphere and make you feel tired, stressed, and annoyed. When you participate in gossip about a toxic person, you are inadvertently fueling their toxicity. You are giving them more energy and creating a negative cycle that makes the situation worse. Gossip is a time-consuming and energy-consuming activity. Instead of focusing on important things, you are spending time talking about others. This will make you waste your valuable resources. Gossip can affect your relationships. When you badmouth others behind their backs, you are losing their trust. If others find out, they may no longer respect and trust you. Gossip makes your mind chaotic and makes it difficult for you to focus on important tasks. When your mind is controlled by negative information, you will not be able to make wise decisions. After participating in gossip, you may feel guilty and regretful. You may feel like you have done something wrong, or you may worry that others are also talking bad about you behind your back. What is a pure mind? A pure mind is a state of peace in which you are not controlled by negative thoughts, emotions, or unnecessary information. When you have a pure mind, you will feel comfortable, focused, and full of energy. Why is a pure mind important? A pure mind is the foundation for your mental health and happiness. It helps you reduce stress, improve focus, increase self-confidence, and make wise decisions. There are many ways for you to keep your mind pure. Spend time on relaxing activities, exercise regularly, get enough sleep, eat healthily, avoid negative information, and connect with nature. Meditation and mindfulness can help you calm negative thoughts, focus on the present, and find peace in your soul. Take time to connect with yourself. Listen to your emotions, learn about your wants and needs, and love yourself completely. Practical steps to avoid gossip. Recognize the situations that can lead to gossiping. These can be conversations about others, rumors, or negative comments. If you notice that a conversation is turning towards gossiping, proactively change the topic to a more positive topic. If you can't change the topic, politely refuse to participate in the conversation. You can say that you don't want to discuss this issue, or that you are busy with something else. Don't spread rumors, no matter who you hear them from. Think carefully before sharing any information, and remember that you are responsible for what you say. Instead of talking about the problem, focus on the solution. Try to solve difficulties positively, and do not waste time on meaningless arguments. Sometimes the best way to respond to gossip is silence. Don't engage in negative conversations and keep your mind pure. Spend time on activities you love and with the people you love. Take care of yourself and create a positive environment around you. Practice gratitude every day. Focus on the good things in your life and appreciate what you have. If you are finding it difficult to avoid gossip, seek guidance from a trusted friend or a mental health professional. Personal perspective. I used to be a person who loved to gossip. I always tried to get the latest information, and I always felt I had the right to judge others. But then I realized that gossiping was making me tired, stressed, and negative. I decided to avoid gossip and focus on keeping my mind pure. I learned that when you have a pure mind, you will feel more comfortable and you will have more energy to live a fulfilling life. I have a colleague who always gossips about others. I used to be drawn into her gossip and I felt very tired and negative. But then I decided to avoid those conversations and focus on my work. When I no longer participated in gossip, I felt that my mind was purer and I had more energy to do the things that I loved. Mindfulness is a concept in psychology, describing a person's ability to be clearly aware of their thoughts, feelings, and actions in the present. When you are mindful, you will be able to make wiser decisions, and you will not be controlled by negative influences from the outside. Avoiding gossip is an effective way to protect yourself from toxicity and keep your mind pure. Recognize the harms of gossip, learn how to refuse to participate in negative conversations, and focus on keeping your mind at peace. Remember that you have the power to control what you absorb, and you deserve a life full of positive energy. And so, we have reached the end of our journey, exploring ways to deal with toxic people and regain control of your life. You have learned how to forgive but not forget, how to set boundaries and limit contact, how to use humor to disarm, how to know when to leave, how to build a support network, how to refuse to participate in negative games, how to focus on your own goals, and how to avoid gossip. This is not an easy journey, but I believe that you have equipped yourself with the knowledge and skills needed to overcome all challenges. Remember, dealing with toxic people is not a battle you have to fight alone. You have the right to choose the people you want in your life, and you deserve healthy, positive, and loving relationships. Never allow anyone to make you lose your self-confidence, hope, and dreams. You are a strong, intelligent person, and you have the ability to create the life you want. Think of the knowledge you just learned as a guide, a companion, helping you move forward on the path ahead. Use them wisely, and always believe in yourself. Don't hesitate to set boundaries. Don't be afraid to leave toxic relationships, and don't give up on the goals you are passionate about. Life is a journey full of surprises, but you have the strength to overcome all difficulties, and you deserve a happy and meaningful life. And now, I want to invite you to take action. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to do the following. Like video, click the like button to support this video and help more people find it. Your support is a great encouragement to me, and it helps this video spread positive messages to more people. Comment. Leave your comments below the video. Share your experiences in dealing with toxic people, or ask any questions you have. I look forward to receiving your shares and contributions. Share this video with your friends and loved ones. You may help someone who needs this useful advice and information. Subscribe. Click the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel and receive notifications whenever I upload new videos. I will be continuously providing quality content on topics related to mental health, self-development, and healthy relationships. Turn on notification bell. To not miss any of my new videos, click the notification bell icon after you have subscribed to the channel. And finally, I want to leave you with a message. You are not alone on this journey. Many people are also going through similar difficulties, and many people are ready to support and love you. Believe in yourself, love yourself completely, and always move forward with confidence and courage. Remember, that you deserve a happy and meaningful life. I believe that you have the strength to overcome all difficulties, and you have the ability to create the life you want. Never give up on your dreams, and always keep the fire of passion within you burning brightly. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I wish you peace, happiness, and full of positive energy. See you in the next videos.